Hello, hi, Rusty Dog here, and welcome to Seattle, Washington. The sky is red, and we are in real time, so that's why it's dark, or getting dark. We're going to be flying over to Canada today. Roger! Hey, my man! Hee How you doing, sir? We're flying to Canada. Yeah, we're going to Edmonton, currently in the United States, in the Seattle, Tacoma Airport, which is Washington, right? Why are we up at this time? I don't know. Yeah, I know why I am, because I fell asleep earlier, around, I don't know, 10:30, and I woke up around 1:30, so I've had 3 hours, and now I'm awake. I don't know, I just drifted off. Weird. So we've got the Fenix version 2 block 2 plane here, and I've learned a bit more about it since last time. And if you guys remember why I on my last stream with this, I was complaining that I couldn't hear the engines, I couldn't hear some of the buttons clicking and stuff like that. And again, it was all down to my speakers, that the box that controls my speakers was on the wrong setting. I wasn't hearing sound through all of the speakers properly, and so that's been corrected, and now I can hear everything, and the plane everything's good. So we are in the CFM engines plane today, as you can tell by the design here. So we're going to be running this one. We're going to be able to hear this time also the cabin crew, which we couldn't hear last time because I didn't have the volume set on and everything. So look at that sky though. Wow. Obviously by the time we get to Canada it's going to be pretty dark. But it's dark also in the night time. Sorry, what am I talking about? It's dark in the United Kingdom as well, so at least on the west coast of the US, at least it's not quite pitch black yet, so it's dark inside the plane. So, talking of which, let's get inside. And, oh god, it's got even more darker. That was quick. Right, so, now I'm going to put my little torch on here so I can see what's going on. We'll get the power on, and then we'll get some lighting going. There we go. Alrighty then, so let's just turn up this and we'll get the amp set. It should run through the fire test, I think, right? Not the fire test, but the lights that control the fire test. Does it not do that? Maybe it only does that on the IAE plane. Not noticing it on here, but okay, let's get some outside lighting on. Right, so I haven't even done the flight plan yet. We'll be doing that now. And let me bring this down here. Yeah, so guys, the most study level plane ever in a home-based flight sim. So let me just get some brightness is sorted out. These screens are looking a lot better now in block 2 as well. Okay, so cabin crew. So we've got a cabin here, and if we click this, it'll turn the announcements on, like a transmit to the cabin. It'd be nice if you could talk, click that. Hello. But yeah, nothing. I don't know if that's even doable. I saw somebody do something similar where they put that on and it talked to them. I don't know. So we've got to switch back to the VHF. But in order to hear the announcements like from the cabin crew and the passengers getting on board, what we have to do is we've got the PA here, so we can just turn that on, turn the volume up a little, and we'll get all the nice music. And of course you've got your transmit, so you can actually, hello everybody, this is your captain speaking, da 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 da, all that stuff. Yeah, so we're going to leave that on, And that's it, good. The other reason, if you remember on my previous flight as well, it wouldn't accept my SimBrief flight plan, and I had to put it all in manually. Figured that one out as well, thanks to Wasp that told me. Of course, because it was a new version 2 plane, I hadn't done the what's it called now? The nav data. The Navigraph data updates. So this was well out of date. It was 2021 when it as you can see, it's in the correct date range now, and that's why it wasn't doing it. So that's another thing sussed out. And also, I was in version 2. We can now put performance information straight into the computer. Same with other stuff like the weight and mass. Weight and balance management, that can go straight in. I never even noticed that option, so I did all that manually as well last time. So maybe we'll make an easier time of it now. Yeah, you kept also. What are you guys doing awake? Anyway, you must be in different time zones after me. Hey Mick, just off to bed. Just see your message. Have a cool one. Thank you, Mick. Yes, I will, sir. All right. So I've been wanting to do a flight for a little while now, and so here we are. Okay, so let's get things sorted down here. In fact, I'm going to need to do the SimBrief first, so I'm going to do that in front of your very eyes so that you can actually see what's going on. So let me just grab the Firefox window that's going to show that. SimBrief, that one. Alright, so let's go to, ouch, don't ask, let's go to my flight plan, and let's do a new flight. So we are flying Air Canada, so we're just going to call it CAN, and 2627 is my flight number, and we're going to be departing from Seattle, and we're going to be arriving in Edmonton International. Hold on. I think it's CYEG. Why is my airport program? Oh, never mind. I'm just going to double check. I'm pretty sure it's CYEG. It is indeed. Right, and we are in the Fenix. I'm going to have to see if there's new airframes available for the Fenix, as there's two separate planes now. They've probably got slightly different airframe, so I'm going to have to grab hold of those. Should have done it before the stream really, but there you go. So 1 hour 50 is the entire block time, not necessarily the flight time. And on Navigraph, I just want to make sure that runway 30 is ILS, and it is. This is where we're going to be arriving. Okay, so that's the shorter runway of the two, but that's okay for us. Okay, happy with that. So let's go to generate that flight. Awesome. So 1 hour 20. Okay. Oof. So there we are here, and obviously this is our trip up to Edmonton. 9:06 p.m. Okay. Yes. Okay, Mick. Cheers, my man. Did you just message me? Yeah, you did. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that, Mick. Yeah. Okay. I'll message you back a bit later after the stream. Yeah. Okay. Have a good sleep, man. Just you're probably really tired, so just Have a good chill out, man. Okay. Right, let's get back to the sim. DEFCON 1. 001. DEFCON 001. Welcome, sir. Okay, I'm just going to put my SimBrief flight plan aside a little, because I don't really need it on the browser anymore. It's all going to be in here. So why don't we just get it in? And this is cool, guys. This external device, right? You can put your local IP there, and da-da-da-da. And what it allows you to do is have this, everything on this screen, right? So you'll be presented with this in your browser. Or you can do it on your tablet, obviously. Except there's one extra icon here on the tablet. And that is MCDU. And when you click that, you've got that on your browser. Now, the problem is not with the MCDU, because everything I do on the browser is mimicked here in the plane in real time, which is kind of cool. And it's easier to type in on the browser than having to key in here. But if I go into the browser and I go to this page, and then I switch to this page, it doesn't reflect here on the tablet. So you guys won't see me moving around. So that's not really much use to me. So we're going to do it this way. How can we be 31 minutes over already? I've just made the flight plan. Okay. Anyway. Cool. Right, so the ground power unit is on, chocks and cones is on, and let me just confirm all this data to be correct. Let me see, 162 passengers, yep. Cargo 2430, yep. Block fuel on SimBrief is 6771, that is also correct. Look, we can send it to the MCDU. I mean, I didn't even see it last time, alright? So, we'll do that in... Actually, we can do that now. I don't want to load the aircraft in case it sets off the cabin thing. And I'm not quite ready yet. So let's do it anyway, what the hell. So we'll send that to the MCDU, and we'll start loading. We can do GSX, right? Yeah.
Refueling truck is on its way.
I'm not touching anything. I'm not going to go to the
Please don't
GSX
load aircraft
menu.
until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Actually, it needs to take fuel out, doesn't it? Oh no, sorry, it's not 5771, it's 6771. Okay. Now, what I have done is enabled the option where it will not board. I think it's in here. It will not board the passengers until the fueling is done. So I think that's in here. Yeah, wait for refuel before boarding. Now in the controls, aha, I didn't have it enabled, you see. I'm going to put this on and give it a try with this on. This is side stick damping simulation, and what it does is it simulates the dampening effect that you get on this,
and ask to do it.
and it just gives you a bit more lag when you're moving the plane, but it's supposed to be more realistic, and apparently it is. So we've got that set up. I've got all my joystick assignments and sensitivity set up correctly as per Fenix. Right, so let's take a look. 291, and what about, okay, so no rain over in Edmonton at the moment. I keep wanting to say Calgary, I don't know why, because of the sea. It's doing me in. Right, so we've got the GPS up now. Now let me just run through and see if it's gonna put the data in, or what, did I put it in too early? Possibly. Pretty sure I clicked it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Flight pan uplink. Okay, so flight number is Canada 2627. And in case anybody wonders why I choose 2627, it's representing the 2 years, 1926 and 1927, which was the
Please use your airplane fuel
the
system
years
to
that my
define
parents were
fuel
born,
quantity.
and that's why. Please use the refueling system of your aircraft to refuel. See, why is it asking me that? I mean, it's putting the fuel in already. Yep, fuel's going in and getting counted on the display here. And then it'll show me the bill, a couple of thousand probably. Right, so the cost index of this flight, let me run through it here. If we go there, I'm in pilot briefing, and here it is. So cost index, as you can see there, is 18. And our cruising altitude, I happen to know already, is 37,000. So we're going to go 370 on that. And that's it. Can we do the winds for takeoff already? Climb winds, yeah. We'll do the request, it should be able to do that.
Boarding requested.
Now, come on. Let's get some sounds going on the PA. I hope it works. Okay, we've got the wind. Right, flight plan. So we're going to go with a departure from runway 16 left, and if we look back at the flight plan here, we can bring it down. Oh, here we go. Can you
Passengers
hear?
boarding
Ladies
started.
and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead
See,
lockers,
all controlled here.
wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags,
So C8,
duty-free and
C.
loose items of clothing. If you are seated in an emergency exit row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
so we've got the passengers coming in. So the star is Elks 3. There it is. Now notice there's a manual here. But okay. Why would that be? Let me take a look at the C8 departure on Navigraph. Hey, it better not copyright me. Degrees. Does that comply with what I'm seeing here? Well, not quite. 162. So I have to manually track to 162. Alright, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. It'll probably all go wrong. I'm not optimistic anymore. So we're flying in Elks 3, isn't it? Arriving at runway 30, so it'll be this chart. So I guess we'll be coming in here. Okay. And approach. Come on. It doesn't want to talk to me. Thank you. Alright, so we'll pick up this data a little bit later. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Right, so I'm going to run through this later. I want to put all the performance info in first. Hey, Mr. Budman, how are you, sir? Nice to see you here. That all goes in automatically. It seems to be auto-filling. Oh, it has put that in. Cool. Right, so the block fuel, when it said about, when the message came up and said put it in the plane, I think this is what they were talking about here. So 6.7, and then we've got the 80, so it's pretty much closer to 6.8, isn't it? So I'm gonna just put 6.8 and hope we've got plenty left over. Let's see what the extra comes up with. Yep, 1.3 tons over. It's actually going to be a couple of kilos, 20 kilos less, but we're not counting, are we? Nah. Okay, so lastly then, performance. You can now fill this in. Normally I'm typing, I'm looking at the screen here, getting the information and typing it in, but you don't have to do that anymore either. So let's put in this. So we do have a dry runway. We are taking off from runway 16. Let's sync the load sheet up, and the weather is already synced. My flap config's going to be 2. I don't want to force toga. Anti-ice. What's the temperature? Hold on. Oh God! I just saw this guy walking. What was that? Yeah. Let me just get the METAR from here, so I don't have to move this screen.
Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, hand.
I honestly got a little bit of a shock there, actually.
Loose items of clothing.
Yeah, so it is cold. So I'm going to put anti-ice on both. It's 4 degrees, packs on, and calculate.
Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag,
temperature says it there. I didn't even know I had to look it up. Right, so
we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all.
It's hidden here, you see. Send to MCDU. So all of this, we just click send.
This is a no smoking service.
And there it is. Bugger. Thank you to Phoenix for doing that little quality of life thing. Alright, I'm just going to set everything up here now. The passengers are still boarding. We're getting prep done. Baggage is loading as well. So yeah, it's all happening. The jetway hasn't quite connected. Maybe I should see if I can get a proper GSX profile for Seattle. Make that work a bit better. So I think the V2 speed was 49. It was. So why not just take this up to 50? Come on, you'll get there. Alright, so we've done that. And now let's go back to Navi. Can you pin these charts up like in the Boeing? It doesn't look like it. Alright, I'm gonna need to go back to Seattle, and we want the... I keep getting it mixed up whether it's the reference docs or the ground charts. It looks like ground charts. There it is. Yay. Alright, so we're taking off runway 16 left, which is here, and it says 164, I think. Yep, 164 heading. So we'll get that programmed in. Oops. Oh, it already did it. It was already there. It knows already. Alright. Clever, smart arse plane. "45 minutes overdue for departing." I mean, give me a break. Right, so air pressure is 2991, and also there, it seems to be set. And there, okay. Right. I think we're already good here. Let's just run through the flight plan now and see where we are. So we have a discontinuity there, but so be it. That looks like a fairly usual approach. Oh, I see, we've got another discontinuity here. We've got to go manual. Alright, that's fine. I want to be taking a look at the approach chart as well to decide on my altitude, but I'll do that a bit later. But yeah, a couple of slight issues here, but I'm not sure why we got this line going up here. Or is it the one that's going down that's the wrong one? Not a big fan of these things going like this. I'm pretty sure we got everything right here. I'm just going to put this in again just to be sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first,
Yeah, there's no
and keep
transition.
your
It's
small
fine.
items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing.
We'll work it out,
If
guys.
you are seated in an emergency exit row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear.
Okay, so let's get the fuel pumps on.
Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
That's normal. That means it's normal. So we're going to have the anti-ice on once we get the APU on. I'm not going to put it on now. The emergency exit lights. Seatbelts into order. Sorry. Seatbelts on and no smoking on the auto position. I should put it on actually because it's going to stay on the whole time. Alright, so we'll get these on, make sure to remember to get those on, and the Pro P. We can actually put these on now, we've got ground power, so we can actually stick these on if we want it. Now what's with the wing? Fault? Do we need more power then? Not sure why we got a fault there. We'll put it on a bit later. I'm sure it'll be fine. It could be that we just need the GPU, APU. Right, for some reason the baggage guys have gone and the doors haven't closed. I don't think that's supposed to happen. So we'll get those doors closed. It's kind of weird, but okay. So the only door open is this front one, as the passengers are still getting on board. Wait, did that say... that didn't say 51, surely. That said 151, right? Yes. Andy! Yeah, thank you, Andy. I appreciate you dropping in there. It is late, but I had a few hours sleep earlier on, and so I'm kind of awake a little bit, you know. Okay, so flight directors are on, and get the TCAS system on as well. Yeah, it did say that. Okay. Light up this panel a little bit more. Whoa, okay.
Cabin crew, boarding is now complete. Any remaining ground crew, please leave the aircraft.
Hello. No. I don't know what, maybe somebody just timed it really well, but they clicked on this and then just said hello, and then the cabin crew reported back the current status. Is that actually a thing, or do I have to go hello? No, I'm probably fishing there, fishing for something good that actually isn't there. Okay, so wind shear will be put on, and we will lock the cockpit door. It's actually nice. Oops. Hello. I couldn't move there. Yeah, it's actually nice to hear the proper clicks and everything. Okay, so the door has closed, so the jetway is now done with this. Why isn't the jetway moving away? Okay, jetway, come on. Don't make me click this button. Wouldn't like it. I've clicked it. Are you going to leave us? Alright, so I've managed to do it all via GSX without actually going to the GSX menu at all. So that's kind of cool that they've built all that in. Right, I guess we can get ready for taxi and stuff. I'm not particularly happy with with this, but we have to fly to here, which is our first port of call. It's right there though. C is right there. So 840 heading 165, manual 162. I think that means that it's telling me to head 162. We'll work it out. If not, I'll just get the autopilot to do its thing. Right, okay. Good night, Von Doodle. Have a good evening, sir. Thank you for stopping by. I know this isn't a good time for many, but at least the stream's out there for anybody who wants to watch it later. Okay, so external lights on. And let's get the APU started. 1, 2, 3, go. And then we'll taxi back. So, big question. Where am I? in relation to said runway. So I'm here. Runway is there. Wait, I'm facing that way? Huh? Do I taxi this way? Show me, show me, show me. No, so the runway that we want is up here. Will it show me? It doesn't. It does. Oh yeah, it is. I can see it now. 616 left. So for us, we need nose right. Yeah, we need to go nose right, which is kind of over here. Oops, didn't mean to press that twice. There you go. Cool. Right, we're just waiting for the APU to become available, and it has, and it's switched over. Yeah.
Icing conditions. Please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Icing conditions, see? Now that's the thing, inside the tablet on one of the settings, it does say that it will switch to the APU when it's up. And that caught me out the first time.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
And I'll be honest, it kind of caught me out just then as well. I'm not sure what this fault is on the wing thing, why we're getting that. Yeah, don't know.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
I'm going to leave it on. Go away. Don't ask for you. It's doing the pushback. I never even requested pushback, but there you go. And this is cool as well because you can disconnect the nose wheel steering with this. Click that in, and then you no longer have this.
Locking gear.
And then when you want to reconnect, you just click here, and it reconnects them. But it's disconnected at the moment anyway, so we're good. No idea what the terrain is like around us. Oop, plane's getting raised in the air. There we go. Okay, we want to go nose right, please.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Okay, of course. Yeah, it's a bit cold. I reckon probably Canada a little bit colder as well.
Cross-check.
That was a Fenix announcement right there. Who's the dude on the plane? On the tail? I've seen him before. I can't remember what airline it is. Are we going to crash? It's Alaska. Who's the Did you know there's a floppy disk in this plane? It's in reference to, I think it's a hacker, somebody who tried to hack something way back in the day with one of these other companies that developed airplanes back in the old days of flight sim, and
Set parking brakes.
I think it's down to that. It's a nod to that, and I think. Oh, set parking brakes. I think I've done that. Now there's a cupboard here somewhere, or a compartment. Is it this one? I can't see in the dark. This torch is all but useless. But there is a compartment. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's on the other side. Yeah, it does contain a floppy. Anyway, so we'll get the engine 2 kicked in. Oh, wait a minute. No, we won't. No, we won't. Because Rusty's forgotten something. APU bleed. Might help. Yeah. Also, let's get the runway lights on. Alright. Go for it. Yeah. I'll tell you in a second. Alright, we're firing up. I should have made myself a nice cup of tea, but I forgot. Never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions include. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft. The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you.
If you switch this off, you won't hear this, by the way.
Guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Hold the mask
Unlocking gear.
with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. If we land on water, take a life jacket from under your seat. Remove from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and click together. Pull the strap to
Oh,
adjust.
jeez.
Do not inflate the life jacket inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate it by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into this tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew can assist you with life jackets for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrests down, window blinds open.
We're good.
Disconnected. Bypass pin
Further
removed.
information regarding your safety on board can be found in
Left
the
is clear.
in-flight magazine.
Right is clear.
We hope you have a great flight.
Why isn't that coming on? Shouldn't that be on by now, or is that come on later? I can't remember now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
we will shortly be dimming the lights. You can turn on a reading light using the controls above your head or in your armrest.
Let's see if we can do this. To just wait. Oh. There he goes. I like the announcements, and as I said, it's all part of the Fenix Airbus stuff. It's nothing to do with any third-party add-ons or nothing like that. So I'm going to try and follow that map and see if I can get myself the plane coming. I need to hold here. I could just see it on the map, and I thought, yeah, probably best not to have another collision. Well, it's got really dark now. Now, am I taking this one, or I think there might be another one here, I'm hoping. There it is. Okay, so I am noticing a little bit more lag with the joystick, but that's nice. At least I think I am. Yeah, you're gonna need to move if you don't mind. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds and I'm going. You have the time it takes for flaps to engage to tell me what you want to do. I'm just wondering whether the auto throttle hasn't kicked in because of the discontinuity on the flight plan immediately. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know enough to know. We've got another plane coming towards us. And this is simply because, look at me swinging all over the place. This is the side stick thing. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because of that or just because I don't know why. I'm sure it's supposed to kick in by now. Yeah, I know, sorry. Another plane. If we were using the Microsoft Flight Sim ATC, this wouldn't happen. They'd be guiding us around, telling us to wait and all that stuff. Thankfully, the collision detection not on. Right, well, this is our stop.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Oh, stop. Alright, so let's get these things knocked off here. So they've already done this, cabin ready. She said it, signs were on. We did that, so cabin ready is now done without me having to go up here and actually press that, which is kind of cool. Spoilers armed, yeah. And flaps are in takeoff position, so let's just do a takeoff config test, make sure the plane's happy, and it is. Oh, we've got a company message to pick up there. I'll do it in flight. It's just a loadout sheet. To work this throttle a little different, the joystick a little differently. We've got a plane on the runway, that's always good. Oh, thank you. Got me worried there, but we're good. Alright, do we wait for this plane to leave, or do we just go for the thing? There's another plane up here. Actually, what we didn't do was put the runway lights on. Or the, runway lights. Got some terrain on this side here. And again, we've got our dotted map, but I believe that's just because of the continuity. So, we'll be good. I'll make it work. I don't know how. I'll make it work. Just checking everything is good. It looks to be. Alright. Even though we're going to probably hit a plane on the runway. good and stable. So let's push it.
Traffic.
I know, tell me. 100 knots. V1 and rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear is up. Laps 1. Laps retracted. Retracted. That's not very nice. Oh, is it the other way? No, it can't be. Ah, guys, what have we done? My flight plan's gone all yucky. Oh, what's going on now? Did we take off the other way? I guess we must have done. Alright. So excuse, I was dipping down because I wasn't paying attention. Let's see if the autopilot will do this. I didn't realize we'd taken off towards, like, in the wrong direction. This is not good, guys. I'm tempted to abort this flight now. That's me. I moved the throttle lever for no reason. Oh, disaster, disaster, absolute disaster. Next time you get a sucky flight plan, don't take the flight, Rusty. Simple as. We are losing speed here. I'm going to just drop my...
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened whilst the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes. In just a few moments, we will commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to choose
bizarre.
fresh selection available.
Hey, Pat Donovan!
Full details can be found in
How you doing, Pat? Thank you for the sub.
selection of beverages together with
Yeah, so that was my fault for not realizing which way the departure runway was facing. I don't know why I got it into my head that we were facing flying out northwards when we clearly were not, and the heading should have told me that. But yeah, I'm over it. So once we get a little bit higher, we'll get the anti-ice off and everything. Ice not detected. Okay, let's do it now then. And we'll just clean up the display here. So let's pop into there. And we have... yeah, we got that one, but... Am I supposed to accept both of these? Yeah, it looks like it. 162 plus 6, so captain, co-pilot, and 4 crew members. Sounds about right. Okay, just seatbelts and no smoking. We are above 10,000 feet, so seatbelts can go off. Right, so let me have a look here. So we've got top of climb, top of descent after 198. 198 plus 77, 271. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, and then, oops, wrong way. Top of descent, and then we have limb and diesel. Okay. So, yeah, off we go. And we need to be on standard, I believe. No, 18,000. I need to find out what the transition altitude is over in Canada. In Canada there, I'm not sure if it is the same as the US. I don't think it is. I think it does have differences. So we are on the Elks 3 approach. And zoomy. Transition level, it is the same, it's 18,000. That's fine, absolutely. And on approach, we are coming in ILS runway 30, I believe. Don't believe it, Rusty, confirm it, it is. Right, so what do we need from this? Well, recommended 5,000, and then we drop. Runway altitude is 2,300. Yeah, it's 2,372 above sea level, and the Category 1 landing, which we're hoping to do, is going to be 2572. Nice. Runway heading in is 300, and the ILS frequency is 109.1 FM. This is probably going to know that and stick it in automatically, but I'm going to put it in anyway because I ain't taking any chances. Alright, so we're good. We're good. Yeah, dark though. I wonder if I can set up some cameras while we're in flight. If I open the door and let myself through. Now you can see those double doors on the side there, that's where the wings are going to be. So if we get ourselves down to a wing seat. Look at all these people. I think we need to go a couple of seats back. I'm going to try and get myself into this. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Oh, great. Of course I can't see the wing. Get in. I can't see the wing at night. Oh, God. Brilliant. Do the cameras in the daytime, Rusty, you know? Yeah, can't see a thing. I mean, of course. Right, I'm going to just drop this down a little bit. It's just become a bit too bright. Let's get standard air pressure going. And we'll just drop the display a little bit. I was a bit late on the air pressure there. All right. Whew. Let's go and ask the stewardess for a cup of tea. Could I have a cup of tea, please? Half a sugar and strong. Hello? Hello. No. No. No T's. Ooh. Peanuts? Crisps? No. That's how we would talk to them, by the way. The cabin interphone. Yeah, I'm liking the messages, the in-flight messages, and also that they're well timed. Are you getting flashing? It's not the first time we've had that on Flight Sim. Let me just move around. Did you just get a white flash in the window there? Or was that just me? Anyway. We can turn these lights off as well. We don't need those. Oh, did it turn... oh, it did turn that off altogether. Okay. Looks like my landing lights. Yeah, you guys are getting some flashing. I don't know why that would be. I'm running this auto FPS program as well, which changes the level of detail depending on, you know, what's going on around you. If you're at an airport at ground level, it'll reduce the level of detail in the distance because we don't need to see it. Let me know, guys, if you're getting some unnecessary flashing. Okay, let's switch to night charts because I just prefer it that way. I don't know what's causing the flashing. We don't get it on any other games, do we? I can't imagine what I've got in this that's making it do that. Right, so here's our top of climb. And the plane is expecting to be at 37,000 for a little while. Again, didn't start the clock. It is quiet, isn't it? Let's go out. But even though I had my speakers set badly last time, the other thing I was mentioning was there was no wake coming off the engine. There was no turbulence coming off it on the IAE engines. There should be some. I mean, it's a jet engine. But yeah, I don't know. This now looks like it's too dark. Right, so when we get to the cruise altitude, I wonder if there's going to be another message from cabin crew. I don't know. Just make sure everything here is to my liking. Yeah, so I've seen some videos of real pilots, real Airbus pilots, testing this plane, like dropping the engines to idle and letting it pitch down, and noting beforehand how the real plane will only pitch down to a certain limit automatically, whereas before version 2, apparently the plane used to pitch down too much to around 2,500 feet a minute when it should have been doing around 1,500 feet a minute pitching down, and it just wasn't doing it right. But now in V2 it's doing it all correctly. It's pitching down correctly when you drop it into idle. No autopilot, just put it into idle and let the plane drop, and now it behaves as it should apparently. So I have to take it on their word. They are the real pilots, and they're reporting to be very happy with this update. that it's flying much more realistic now than it did before. In terms of just, what do you call it, the body of the airplane, not chassis, airframe, there you go. In terms of the airframe behavior and stuff like that, it's much better. I just wonder how my landing's going to be with this side stick dampening on. Like if I'm a little bit off center and I want to quickly adjust back to the middle of the runway before we touch down, how much the dampening is going to maybe just lag a little and stop me from doing it. It was bad enough before. Yeah. Very quiet in here though. I do have my volume down because obviously it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And when I had my speaker config incorrect, the noise, what you can hear of the air conditioning and stuff, it was really much more louder than it should have been. I don't know what was going on with that. What's this then? Is this, it's preset itself here? It's done this on its own, so I haven't touched that. So I'm just going to leave it until it gets to 37 and this VS should go away. So right here is when we're going to be at 37,000. You know what? Thinking about it, now that we've taken off, it doesn't really matter the time of day. As long as we leave the weather alone, we can go back a little, can't we? Shall we? So we have a little bit of daylight. I don't know. If anyone's watching, let me know if you guys prefer this or if you want me to get it into daytime. I'm not fussed either way. It's just there's less to see out there. I mean, there's something, some city. I don't mind doing a little bit of a sunset thing. Oh, it's the first time I've noticed this. Wow, okay. Altitude in meters, I guess that is. We've got a bit of a wind here, haven't we? We've got a wind pushing towards our east. Yeah, it is kind of east, because east-ish at 36 knots, and you can see it just twisted the plane a little on the flight plan there, because it's obviously pushing up against the tail, pushing it that way. So autopilot obviously compensating for that. Yeah, I like this. It's a nice intuitive plane. It's very good at looking after itself as well. In terms of like if you decide to go a bit maniac on the plane and just get the joystick and just try and roll it, you know, if you want to roll it so that your right wing is as high as you can possibly get it, psycho mode, the plane won't let you do it. It'll stop itself from going too far. The computers will stop you. I believe that is the case on this. I think the Boeing probably does it as well. There's no reason why it wouldn't. Brake fans up there, because we did have hot brakes last time we landed, so we needed those, and they do function as well, both in terms of dropping the temperature and visually on the wheels. You can actually see the fans whizzing around on the wheels. But that was true of the old Airbus as well, the version 1. It's not a new feature in 2. It's always done it. Really cool though. Right, so it's getting there, 800 feet a minute. I'm not into the speed though. hoping it will pick up a little bit once we get to cruise. Doing about 250, 210, 200, about 216, 217. So just over 5 tons of fuel on board still. Nice. We could get our arrival stuff programmed in. I don't normally do that till we reach cruise, just as a matter of getting into the habit of doing that. But all the information I need is on this chart here. Refer to minimums. So there's your airport elevation there. You've got your final approach course, your ILS, your localizer frequency, and the only thing you need, you've got your transition altitude on this one as well. The only thing you need is your decision altitude. Just refer to minimums, so down here. Here. And we'll be using this one. And all goes well, a Category 1 landing, if the weather's clear enough. Category 1, basically autopilot bringing us in until I decide to take over and land it manually, against Category 3, which is a full auto landing. Put your laptop on here, start watching some rusty YouTube videos. I wonder if that's ever happened. Right, there we go. I'm hoping this plane's gonna speed up, guys, because yeah, why are we so slow? Is there some kind of restriction going on? Speed 0.78. We're at 0.7. It is climbing the speed, but I don't know why we're so slow. We should be like kind of up here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we're so slow. Getting back up there now. Slowly. Mach 0.78. Yeah, but it's taking its sweet time. You see, if you remember coming down when we're descending, the plane needs to slow down to 250 when it reaches 10,000 feet. We're not even there. What is going on? The 90% here at power. Wow. And this line, why is that there? I would expect that. If I don't know enough about these planes as to know why this is happening. Like if we go above 260, whatever that is, 263, it's going to start beeping at us that we're overspeeding. The plane's goal is to get to here. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? We're still in the air. We're not going slow enough to fall. Thankfully. Alright, anyway, we are cruising. Let's get the destination stuff in. Is this already done in? No. Okay, we'll put that in. So, actually I think that will come in on its own. The ILS frequency. I think it will populate itself. But you know when you get that message, enter destination data? Well, I think it'll put itself in. It's pretty clever. We're just not close enough yet. So it was 2572. Oh boy, that's going to take a little while. Oh no, I'm not in the Boeing, sorry. Jeez, on the Boeing there's a knob here you have to keep spinning around until it reaches that, but you don't have to do that on here. Let's have a look at the progress. So what we can do is to find out how far it is to the airport. We can actually go C, Y, E, E. And we just pop it there, and it tells us 358 miles to go, bearing at 29 degrees. GPS is accurate. Just makes it a lot easier to type it in. And the destination, like the weather and stuff, it's probably a little bit early for that. We'll get that done before top of descent. Which is after Rumra, 78 miles before top of descent. So we got a little ways to go. Yeah. Not much else while you're here in the autopilot scenario. What is this? Ooh. Wait. What's this for? Oh. Well, I got one of those. Now I'm curious. It's not functional, but I'm going to photograph it and ask. Oh, let's do the, if we can, the search for the floppy disk. I want to see if I can find it. Is it in one of these? Life vest. I don't know which side it's on. I thought it was on the pilot side. Don't think that opens. Very poor lighting here though. I can't even see that. So I'm just wondering if out here somewhere. That door should obviously be closed for security purposes. I know it's on the floor somewhere, or near the floor. You know what? I'm just going to change the time. Please don't freak out, aeroplane. Phoenix, where have you put this? Oh, I saw it on a video, and now it was a compartment. Oh, wait a minute. I know. I think I know. I think I do know. So what you have to do, it's not a door that opens on the compartment. You just have to go into it. There you go. I told you. Yeah. I knew it was somewhere. So yeah, this is relating to some hack I think somebody put out. A virus thing called test.exe to try and corrupt some plain data. I don't know what it was. But it's a reference to an incident that happened many years ago in the flight sim community, and this is just a nod to that. Yeah. Well, this looks nicer, doesn't it? Should we keep it this way? Man, it's cold. Maybe that's why we're flying so slowly. I actually wouldn't mind a night landing, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna put it back to real time, but next time I promise we'll have a daytime flight. And we have a company message. Oh, I wonder. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this is about. Is it? Okay, no, this is fine. I thought it might be some weird anomaly that's come up because we changed the time of day, but it's not. Oh, right. All looking good. And in the progress page, we're now 317 away from the airport. This is good because you can put in any waypoint or any airport in here, and it will tell you the bearing and distance away from it, which is nice. Because you don't get that up here. You just get the distance to the next waypoint. So yeah, this is good. But also, I'm not sure if it does it here, but yeah, you've got it here as well, the bottom distance. That says 359, but that is different to this. But that's obviously down to this is as the crow flies. It's in a straight line, where this is based on the flight plan and the fact that we have to go, you know, down parallel to the runway and then turn around and go back. It's kind of based on that. And this will be the estimated fuel on board, 3 tons, when we land. That's a fair bit. But then again, we're barely using anything because of the speed. Some flights we're doing like 290 at the top end, but this thing's slow by comparison. Not 100% sure why, but that's how it is. Right. Now, how do I get YouTube on this? So we've got the weather briefing here. Calgary, there you go, there's your weather. Few clouds at 15,000, scattered 30,000. No! Oh, that's not our airport. Wait a minute. Ours is just as bad. Are you kidding? Guys, M19, M25. Now, that might look like it's a couple of motorways in the UK. That's the temperature in Edmonton. -19. I think we're going to need some anti-ice on. -19. I mean, What, we got the whole manual here? Oh, that's brilliant. Well, it's not really a whole manual, is it? It's kind of a quick guide. Right. Talking of the whole manual. Yep, that's it. That's amazing. Is that for real? I'm just going to check the weather. Is that for real? Weather at the arrival airport. Minus 21. Do a refresh on that. Yeah, minus 22. Okay, it's getting colder. Oh, we're going to get icing on the plane. And we have a visibility of 20 statute miles. What on earth is Freund? If I can find that out. Freund. Meta abbreviations. Come on, web page. Okay, is it listed? Fine. Well, FRO is frontal passage, so FRO, frontal. Freund isn't here as an actual phrase, though. So, is that frontal something then? I've never seen that one before. Just looking through it. No. Is it it is an I, isn't it? Yeah, it's not a 1 or anything. Let me try and deep dive into Google here. Meta examples on meta codes. See, I've looked at these before to try and remember, you know, some of the abbreviations that come up more commonly, but I have never seen this one. Freund. Oh, wow. Okay, I know what it is. It stands for frost on the indicator. So it's not frontal at all. Frost on the indicator. Wow. And SLP I already know. That's sea level pressure. I don't know what that's measured in though. So SC. SC1AS4, not 100% on that one, and then obviously air pressure. These are the remarks though that you get. RMK. So SC1AS4. Let's have a look. I did have a page somewhere where it shows what everything means, and I don't know whether I bookmarked it. Yeah, anyway. I'm trying to find it, but I'm not having much luck at the moment. And it won't matter too much because I'll forget by tomorrow. Is that a road with a traffic jam? Still looking, guys. I'm just curious. Try and find it. Yeah, this document I'm looking at is not being very helpful at all. Right, so we've got Meta decode here. Right, so WS obviously for wind shear. Yep, no, I'll figure it out another time. Right, so how's our progress? 90 more nauticals to Romra, which if we expand this a little, is there, and then we just whiz off over there. And here at this point in 160 nautical miles is where we'll begin the descent into Edmonton and some quite spectacular low temperatures. But right now you have these temperatures here. You got this SAT and TAT, and one of them is the total air temperature, and this one is static air temperature. And I'm trying to remember which one of those is hitting the plane and which one isn't hitting the plane. I think total air temperature. Right, so this is what I'm going with because of the way that this is. Because air that hits the plane is going to heat up because of friction and stuff. So this for me then, TAT, is going to be the temperature of the air that's hitting the body of the plane. Alright, and that's minus 22 degrees. The air that's not hitting the body and just flying past us is therefore going to be colder, and it's at minus 50. I'm expecting that to go even colder as we get towards Canada. Actually, we're probably in Canada now, I don't know. Are we? Can we tell from here? Yeah, look, that's a Canadian airport, as is this one. It's got the CY on it. And we're heading up to CYEG. I can't actually get this to go out any further. There we are, this is our destination right here. So we're going over some mountains apparently, which will probably not going to be reflected here. They're not going to be high enough, I don't think. But we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, we're in Canada already. Really not a lot to see. It is pitch black. Hello. That looks like a very busy road, all lit up. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the night flights for the landings, to see all the runways lit up and everything. But the downside, of course, is that, you know, there's not a lot to see out the window. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't mind, because it's like, you know, we're having to fly on instruments and whatnot, which I don't mind. We'd be doing that anyway, really, you think about it. So landing config, I could go flaps 3. I'm just going to decide whether to do that or not. Flaps 3 landing. Or whether to go full flaps. I think flaps 3 is fine. And now I'm looking at a piece of paper that I had stuff written down on. There it is. Bingo. Did something just flash out there? It looked... maybe I'm saying things. I thought I saw another aeroplanes. Oh, there we go. What's going on over there then? Planes? Boats? Trains? Automobiles? Probably aircraft. Yeah, we've got an aircraft right here. I expand this out. Well, we have a plane here. I don't know what the 2 diamond symbols are. But that would explain that flashing. It does say that it is... what is that number? This is... I can't make it out. Is it 080 or 880? It's basically how more above or below us it is. I don't know what the 2 diamonds represent though. Maybe the type of aircraft. Whether it's a big one, a small one, or whatever. That would be my guess. I actually don't really know. I just know that it's over there. There's another set of lights there. We're not getting any TCAS warnings. Hello, my dear. Could you bring me a bacon sandwich? No. Come to think of it, I've not had a bacon sandwich for ages. Oh, I know it's not good for you, but it tastes so nice. We'll get back to the weather information a little bit later. And it's filled it in, look. Course is 301, wasn't it 300 though? The inbound course was 300 on Navigraph, but it's put 301. I'm going to go with that. Slope of 3 degrees, 109.1. IKB is the reference, it's the name of the ILS. Which if we look here, you will see that is verified. Somewhere. Come here. There. That's the name of the localizer, IKB 109.1. And approach course is 300. I'm not going to argue over 1 degree. We've got the minimums in. I have seen a place on this plane where it references the runway elevation. On the Boeing, it's over here. You put it in for cabin pressure. Here, landing elevation. It's set to auto, so it kind of works it out. And I think what this is, these numbers is how many hundreds of feet above or below. So the minimums it is, right? So we have 200 feet difference here, you can see, and so we would set this to 200, but as it's set to automatic, Is this two twos? So you would, can you flick it into... Oh, you move it like this. Oh, right. So yeah, you would set it kind of where you want. So it goes anything up to 1400 feet difference. So we would set it to 2 here. But I've got it set on automatic, so it'll take care of itself. In the Boeing, you'd need to put that in. Interesting. Okay, so I think everything is done here. So let's see. We've got Jevon, 5000, Gadep, Vev Boo, Jevon, Gadep, and Vev Boo. Should be on here then. Better be. I'm going to panic. Jevon, Gadep. The other one's not there, but we've got a landing here, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Nyamini. Oh, coming down here then. Jevon is the last constraint at 5000. Then we have Gadep at 3.6, who's what the plane's going to make it at. Yep, 3620. Alright, so I'm just going to set my thingy here to 3000 again. 5000 I could do, but then once I get there I'm just going to be putting it down to 3 anyway. And if I set it at 3, the plane's not going to dip below 5000 like this, I don't think. Actually, that is not a... that's not a constraint by the looks of it. It's recommended 5000. So we could go to 5000, get to Jevon. So if I set this to 5, oops, my mistake. If I set this to 5, I'll make that go away. Just leave it at 0. Set that to 5, and then it's still happy at making 5000 Jevon, and then we're going to have to drop it down straight away, 3 degrees, all the way down. By the time it hits 3000 feet, it's going to pick up the glide slope anyway and bring itself down. Minimum decision altitude, I presume that is. I don't know why this is here, this 29. I'm guessing that's a reference to... no, that's 3620. 24,000. 3400. 2900. Yeah, I'm going to drop it to 3. We'll be okay. Right, so I'm going to take off the terrain because it's cluttering up my display a little. And there's our top of descent, so it won't be long before we're coming down. Right, level 3000, armed already. I just want the plane to continue to descend to 3000. But if there are any constraints on the way down, it will stop at those if it reaches them beforehand. So basically what's going to happen is at LIM 10,000 we're going to arm the approach phase, and then at decel I'll be arming the approach mode, I believe. Although that's, yeah, that says 9,000. What's our landing here? Yeah, no, it's too early. Too early to arm the approach. I'm going to wait till I get rid of this, manual, get it over to Jevon, and then we'll get the approach mode engaged. Yeah, I'm trying to establish a pattern of doing things. You know, when we get to 10,000 we have to do this, this, this and this, and then at a certain other, like, is it, when do you arm the approach mode? Is there a method, like 10 miles from the airport, 20 miles from the airport? Do you do it when you're like 2,000 feet or 3,000 feet above the touchdown and stuff like that? I'm just doing a little bit of googling. Yeah, so you enable it when you're cleared for approach, but we don't get cleared for approach because we're not talking to the ATC. But yeah, when ATC says, you know, cleared to approach, then you would bang that in. So at what point would we be cleared? I guess when we turn around and we just start heading for the runway. It'll all work out in the end. Yeah. I'm not sure if doing this is going to make me more tired to go back to sleep later or keep me awake, but it is now coming up to 4 AM here. Not quite sure what time it is in Canada right now. Enter destination data. Okay, so what we do there is we go to perf, next phase, and let's start getting the destination data put in. So first thing I want is the weather, and the QNH is 2993. Temperature, don't ask, M22. It's, oh, okay, it doesn't want that, okay. Alright, clear that then. Let's try minus, see if it does that. Okay, minus 22. Okay, it doesn't accept them, that's fine. Mag wind, it's put in as 2755, is that right? No, it's not quite. It's been updated. So 280 at 4. And landing configuration. We'll go flaps 3. And also go back. Descent. Not seeing what I expected to see there. Okay, go back. Go back. When we put the winds in before, that was for the climb phase only, or did it just do everything? It's not asking me for the descent winds or anything like that. Fuel on board 3.5 tons. Yep, it's pretty accurate. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it must. Okay, once you import the wind information, it must import the climb and the descent winds at the same time. I guess so, because it's not asking me here for them. So, fine, we leave it. Alright. Descending soon. And it's cool because we're going to get like blackness, and then we'll just turn around and, well, not total blackness. There's going to be the city of Edmonton, I guess, so we'll just turn around and suddenly all the runway lights will be there and everything will be lovely, all lit up like a big Christmas tree. Yeah, so happy so far. It's been, apart from the takeoff, which was weird because we had to manually, I got the wrong way direction, 180 degrees the wrong way in my head, thinking we were departing north when we were actually departing south, and wondering why the flight path was taking me on a U-turn. I thought, yeah. It's funny, I shouldn't really question it, you know, because it's like, is the flight plan wrong or am I wrong? Which is the most likely, really? I mean, it's going to be me, right? Oh boy, please. Yeah, so, we're alright. Oh, I can't believe these temperatures though. As we start descending, I am going to put the anti-ice on, even if it says not detected, because these temperatures are freaking cold. Is there a point though where it's too cold to, like, I think there's a temperature range where you would put the anti-ice on. I'm not sure. Is it? It's a stupid question, maybe. But is it too cold to ice the plane up? Minus 22? Do you know what I mean? No, probably. I'm probably not making a lot of sense, to be honest. Yeah. Ignore me. I know that you don't need to put the anti-ice on until I think it's 10 degrees or below, or below 10 degrees I would say. Bear with me, guys. I allowed myself to go past a little bit, so we may need a bit of drag here. Hate making those mistakes. It's not going to matter because we do have a point in the flight where it is manual, but we can make up this if we get a little bit above. Wow, that's too much, isn't it? It's gone orange. 6,100 feet. way past it, so let's get that drag out. It's back under control. Right. Let's get this descent on the road. Is level now. So the deviation that we have, you can see here, VDEV, that's our deviation based on the descent flight path. 4 feet above it. Scary. Not really. Let's pull that out a little. There's our runway. So I will wait now until 18,000, and we'll put the QNH in, which was 2993. Right, our arrival here. Just going to refresh, make sure. Yep, still minus 22 degrees, and it'll be 3 degrees colder later. Minus 25 is the dew point. Frost on the indicator. I'm kind of waiting for it to say it's minus 27 on the skin now. I'm kind of waiting for it to say ice detected or something. So maybe I'll go by that and not put the anti-ice on until we get a warning message detecting ice buildup or something. I like that you get that message. I've not seen that on the Boeing. I don't know if it even does that. So our airport is kind of over there somewhere, isn't it? We have to dogleg over to the right a little. Kink to the right. I think one of the things that would be nice to have on this would be, I was going to say a map. We do have a map on this. Well, we did. I think it's still here. Wasn't there a map function here? Or am I just thinking of the Boeing? No, okay. Give us a map then. Yeah, because that'd be nice. Alright, so I'm going to assume it's dry. Let's get the METAR. So, oh, the landing weight. There's a way of calculating that quite quickly actually, but I can't remember what it was. This is just to know where you're going to be stopping, basically. This isn't something you need to do. So flap 3, low A brakes, max reversers, auto throttle on, manual landing. Landing weight, I don't know. It's something like we've got 3,300 kilos on board, right? It's the only thing that's going to change is the fuel. The landing is going to be 3,000, so it's 3,000. It's 300 kilos less than what we have now. So 62400, I think, would be it. 62,400. Oops, it doesn't like that. Okay, so 62.4. Okay, so this is our stopping distance with low brakes, but that's plenty. That's all that is. And like, I think I calculated that correctly. Yeah. Estimated fuel on board at landing 3 tons exactly. We've got 280, so take the 280 off the current gross weight of the plane, and that should be the landing weight, right? Please tell me it makes sense. I'm hoping it does. Do you know what? I'm going to have the terrain on this side, because I don't want my side cluttered up. But I can quickly glance over there if I need to. Right, so soon going to be hitting 18,000. Which is our transition altitude. Clouds. Yes. Seems to be. We're not far north enough to see the Aurora Borealis, but I'm pretty sure I do have that effect as an add-on. I think, yeah, because I showed it on stream. Whether I have got it enabled or not, I don't know. I have disabled a lot of things to attempt to speed up the loading time of the sim. So things that I'm not using on a daily basis, I just disable. Daily basis isn't correct. I would say things that I'm not using frequently every time I sim. So I'm not going to disable the Boeings or the Airbuses or such like. Alright, so let's get the air pressure in. Oops, wrong one. And it's 293. That is correct, right? Because I have to keep double checking. It is. Now it's going to start moaning if I don't do it on this side quickly. There we go. The plane gives me a certain amount of time to do it on both sides. And then if I don't do it quick enough, doesn't matter about this one, it's just a backup. If I don't do it quick enough, it'll give me a message to say that there's a QNH like mismatch or something like that, which would be true. Right, so next thing is 10,000 feet, in which case we're going to enable and just click on a few things. And we've got some nice lights there to guide us through. It looks like a big wide road and something in the middle. What's going on there? So yeah, 16,000 feet now. Prepare the cabin for descent. One day she's going to talk back to me and I'm going to get the shock of my life. Wouldn't it be cool though if you could talk on the interphone and it was like AI driven or something? How's the temperatures going? Oh, it's actually warming up a little, which you would expect, seeing as how we're descending. It's not as cold down here as it was up at 37,000. So only minus 16 now. Just keeping an eye on this display for ice detected. I think if it does pop up, it might not, but if it does, I don't think it's going to beep at me. So Lim is after Akpit, which is this purple dot. I think that's our 10,000 feet. you can see now that even though we've got 3000, where before it was armed at 3000, it's now saying 7, because that's the next constraint. Although that doesn't look to be true, because you've got this guy that wants you to be at 8000 or above. Is that an actual constraint though? No. I always thought the constraints were in bigger numbers. Or am I just thinking, yeah, like that? I don't know. Is that just a Boeing thing? Whatever. On the Boeing, I think the actual constraints are, the numbers are bigger. Okay. Right, we don't need this so big now. We can bring this down. Right, so as we're approaching 10,000 feet, let's get some stuff done. First thing, seatbelts. And also we want brakes set to low. And going to arm the spoilers. Tell the plane that we're going to be landing at flap config 3. Landing lights on. Have done so already. Now we'll activate approach phase. Do that now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests down and window blinds open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to keep. The toilets are no longer in service. Thank you.
I'm assuming that message was triggered by the approach phase button, or altitude maybe. So yeah, everything configured up and ready. I'll turn the runway light on as well. So now it's just a question of arming the approach mode when appropriate. We've got the decel phase there, which is when we start the deceleration of the plane. It starts coming down from 250 and we start slowing down, going through the phase of deploying the spoilers and such like, and we're good to go. But we've got this manual thing here, so when we do a turnaround with Jevon, we've got 7 miles to Gadep and then 4 miles from Gadep to the runway. So I think just before Gadep, see how it works out. Usually about 5 to 7 miles out, I'm dropping the undercarriage. We'll see how it goes. So flaps 3 is done. So it shouldn't drop here below 7. It might if it gets to that waypoint. Yeah, it did. Right, so before the manual we have MESVA. So after MESVA we have to manually control the plane. Not totally manual, we'll be doing it via autopilot, but basically what's going to happen is before we reach MESVA, I'm just going to direct the plane straight to Jevon and it will do the turn on its own. Says Confident Rusty. So we've actually gone past the airport now. It should be parallel with this. Let me just see if I can find it. There it is. Well, this will be where we're landing. so we're more or less parallel with it. I get worried at this point, guys, because I worry that I'm going to just forget something. It looks like it's picked up the localizer there as well. So the plane slowed down to 210 now, so we can actually get out first set of flaps. And as you can see, at flaps 2 is when we get under 200, which it will now begin to drop under. So I will engage flaps 2 as we make the turn here at Mesva, and then flaps 3 probably around Jevon or something like that. Weird to me how at flaps 1 it's showing it. I mean, wasn't it supposed to go on both sides? I don't know. There's obviously a reason for that. Or are these slats and flaps? Anyway, we are in flaps 1, it says it there. Right, so at Mesva, we now have manual. Which if we don't do anything, the plane's just going to carry on flying in a straight line until its fuel runs out, and that's apparently not a good idea. So what we'll do to get to Jevon now is just hit direct to Jevon, and once I click insert, you'll see it's already drawn the line there, which should, I think it would adjust as we fly, and then the plane will just make that turn. I think once we're out of the main turn, I'm going to enable flaps 2 at that point. I think we're flying slow enough to do it. Alright, so let's do that now. And there she goes. Very nice. So from Jevon to the runway, I don't know why it says top of descent there, that's kind of weird. From Jevon to the runway, we're looking at around 11 miles. We should have had clearance by then, so we will arm the approach mode.
$2,500.
Yeah, we are quite below the flight path here. Hoping that's going to level itself out as we make this turn. What's the deviation we've got now? 377 feet below what we're supposed to be. Right, there's our runway. Quite a distance, so I'm gonna leave flaps 1 on. I think we're still a bit far away. A few more miles. Is this plane actually compensating? It's not. That's probably because I put in the 3000 rather than the 5. But it is staying above 5. So it's doing everything it's supposed to do. Sure. It wanted us a bit higher. See, it was wanting to be at Jevon at 5,007 and we're at 5,1. It'll all come come out in the wash. I don't know what this TD is doing there. That seems... Oh, wait a minute though. Is that this? This point of droppage here? Go flaps 2 now. Mode. Single, and I think I said just before Gadep, right? Yeah, just before we hit Gadep, I'm going to be getting the wheels out, because it looks like we're still a fair distance out. The deviation. It's much worse. It is leveling up though, but very slowly. But I'm fine with it. We've picked up the localizer already. Oops, the hell was that? Back up there. Filthy dog. Right. So we'll be in full landing configuration soon. I think we're a bit far out though for TS. We'll keep it like this. So we have a actual headwind, a perfect one, because our incoming course, if you remember, is 301. We have a wind coming in at 3. It just said 301 just now, 301. So we have a perfect headwind. So I'm hoping then that will translate into no deviation once I switch off the autopilot. It's just waiting for flaps to config 3 and landing gear down, which I'll get that done momentarily. I probably could have turned the plane around before. What was it called? Meseva something, waypoint, that one. Right, let's drop the wheels. And we'll go flaps 3 at Gadep. That should give us ample time. We'll be slowed down in ample time. Visually, I want to do it now. See the plane just drop a little there. Wouldn't mind losing some altitude, please.
1,000.
Haven't even cottoned onto the glide slope yet. With the way this is going, it didn't pick up the glide slope.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
It seems that when I drift manually, I always do it.
Too low terrain.
Oh shit.
Too low terrain.
We are We are going to crash.
Glide slow.
Think rate.
Pull
Yeah.
up.
Whatever.
40, 30, 10.
Glide slow.
I don't know what the fuck this is, but it really pisses me off when this shit happens. The auto throttle is on, so why is it not auto throttling? I'm still gonna land it, regardless of everything.
Think rate.
Pull up.
I don't care. I don't care how bad it goes now. It was...
Think rate.
The whole thing's gone tits up, and this side stick is so fucking
40,
sensitive.
30, 20.
Pull up.
Retard. 5.
Right. Well, I won't be leaving this live stream on my channel then. I hate these ones. I've got so many questions. So, question 1, why didn't it pick up the glide slope? I think because we didn't get down to 3,000 feet quick enough. I don't know what the fucking plane was hanging around for, which is why I had to try and get it down. Secondly, how come the auto throttle did not provide enough thrust to keep us in the air? Surely there are computer systems that prevent the plane from doing such a thing. Alright, well, yeah, so this is not going to be going public. I'm gonna privatize the video. I don't like the ones that go wrong. Because what I don't want is, you know, people watching them. And I know it's wasted you guys' time, but I didn't expect this to happen. But knowing what I know now that it has failed, I don't want to waste anybody else's time.
Air Canada 112 tree taxi to gate 1 tree using taxiway Alpha 4 Oscar.
You know, I keep disabling this, and it keeps re-enabling itself. Yep, ATC text-to-speech offline. So why are you talking to me? I shouldn't have to move the voices to 0 because it shouldn't talk to me like that. Not last time, or in the past, it's just gone straight to this message because I've had the voice turned off.
Using taxiway Alpha 4 Oscar Air Canada 112 tree.
Weird. Okay, where are we? I'm gonna have to guess it then. It's not giving me any. It's supposed to give me the green dots to tell me where to go, and it's not doing that. What the fuck is all that about? Normally you would have just turned off auto throttle, which I think I might start doing now. Just turn off auto throttle on the descent and just not let the plane do it. But I would have normally you'd have turned off auto throttle, full throttle, and then pull up, and then have another go around and give it another go. I don't know why we were dropping so soon. Makes me wonder. It's kind of like the GPS didn't know where the frick the plane was. And I'm always tempted to isolate the footage of the landing and try and ask somebody who knows what's going on, and then work it out from there. It's kind of weird to me how I carry out the same procedures on a flight that goes perfectly and the next one just doesn't. even though I've done exactly the same as I've always done before. My first warning sign was the fact that it didn't pick up the glide slope, but it could be that we were still too high for that. But then, you see the runway is 2,700 feet above sea level. And I put the altitude in of 2,000, which of course is lower. But there's a difference between altitude and height and sea level, and I don't know if all three things are different, but maybe I asked the plane to go below the runway height, and that was it. But it was at 3,006, which would have been... See, I don't know if the altitude... What I'm saying is, I don't know if this altitude here, so let's say if I put this to 3, okay, I don't know if that is representative of this as well. So let's say the runway was 2,000 feet above sea level, exactly. Is this altitude 1,000 feet above sea level? Because the height is above, height is where you are above the ground. This altitude is affected also by your air pressure. But is this also sea level? You know, is this also sea level? Because if it is, that means we were at 3,600 feet, which was 900 feet. No, 3,600 is 1,300 above the runway, and that should have been easily low enough to pick up the glide slope, and we didn't, and I don't know why. Glide slope at Gadep, 1,248 feet above. We were around that, weren't we? Oh, we might have been a tad higher, 3,640 or something. But at no point did the glide slope light up on the display. Okay. All I can do is refly this flight. Basically, just do it again, same plane. We might not get the same runways, but it doesn't matter.
The cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related.
It was a good flight up until the end.
We ask that you remain.
Landed on somebody's house. Actually, no, I think we missed it. Did we miss the buildings? I don't know.
Electronic devices.
We certainly didn't land on the runway.
Or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead.
Why have you turned off all of the lights? That's just not correct.
Opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
I don't think I'm a big fan of this side stick dampening though. It might be more true to reality, but look how long it takes to respond. Jeez. You guys probably can't tell if you're not. Because I'm the one twisting the stick, but like it will be slow to respond and then it'll overcorrect. And then I say, look, it's taking so long for me to come out of the turn. I'm not sure if we're forward enough. I'm wondering if by being on the line it triggers the jetway. Sometimes on some airports it does. The jetway will just automatically come to you. Well, I would normally go through the whole deboard process and blah blah blah, but there's not really much point now. Welcome to Edmonton International Airport. Right, well, thanks for the chat, guys. I know there's nobody here, but there you go. Right. That's it. Alright, I'll catch you on the next one, and I will be performing this flight again. Until then, have a good rest of the day or whatever time zone you're in. Bye.